Good morning. My name's Katie, and I'm one of the owners and founders of Saltwater Studios, which is where I am today, along with Hot Pod Yoga in Worthing. So I'm welcoming you this morning to join me for some yoga to literally just come exactly as you are. I was thinking for a theme for this class, and we're definitely going to be staying really low to the ground. It's not going to be too energetic. My intention and my hope is that this practice just gives you a bit of space and a bit of time to just come back home to yourself and to rest, to restore, and to ultimately end the class feeling a little bit better than when you started, whatever that is. So welcome. Feel so free to, as I said, just come exactly as you are. Bring whatever you need to bring with you to your mat this morning, and we'll get started. So we're going to start by lying down on our backs. So I'm going to stay pretty close up here to talk to you as you start to lie down, and then I'll move back to my mat shortly. So I should have said this already actually, just make sure that you've got some water, make sure that you've got some comfy clothes. If you have any yoga blocks, they'd be helpful, or a bolster, or if not, just grab a couple of cushions from your sofa, or a pillow or two from your bed just in case, and even maybe like a little rolled up blanket for your knees. Best place to do this ideally on the carpet, on a yoga mat. So let's start to lie down on our backs, and as you start to lie down on your back, just feel free to take a few stretches of the arms and stretches of the legs. You can give the head a gentle sway from right to left, and just start to find yourself lying down on your back, taking any little wiggles and shakes that you need to. I'm going to start to lie down too. So here we are. So once you've started to lay down on your back and you've taken any little bits of movement that you feel you need to take, either come to a really nice open shape, so with the feet nice and wide, with the arms down next to the body and the palms facing up. If that doesn't feel good for you, then just bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide, and allow the knees to fall in towards one another. So you just give the lower back a little bit of support here, and then either the hands are next to the body with the palms facing up, or feel free to lay the hands on top of the body somewhere. We'll just start to find ourselves now laying down on our backs. And just know that wherever you are practicing this, whatever day, whatever time it is, that we are still all here together. So I'm sending out my love out into the future for anyone that will be watching this at any specific point in time. And so now I'd like you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just see if you can relax your eyelids. So without screwing the eyes closed, just a real soft, gentle, light touch of the eyelashes. And just allow the eyeballs to start rolling back and up. See if you can find a sense of peace and a sense of ease across the face. So feeling that sensation of almost water, a blowing breeze, or something else that brings you comfort. Bring that to mind and just allow that to start rippling down from the crown of the head all the way down the body, over the front of the face, the back of the head, down over the left side and the right side. And just follow softly with your awareness the feeling of that cascade or that ripple of water, or that cooling flow of air. Take that all the way down the body. And just allow that feeling, those sensations to bring softness down all four sides. And I remind you again that every single part of you is so welcome, so very welcome. Know that you are in exactly the right place, in exactly the right time. So we're just taking out the hands onto the body, so hand to heart or hand to the belly. Softening the fingers, softening the wrists, softening the palms, keeping the eyes closed. Take a collective breath together, so draw the breath now in through the nose, inflating the belly, filling all the way up. And then release with a sigh. And again, just take your time, draw the breath in, really fill up all the way up. And then letting go on that out breath. So just feel free to do that a couple more times. Just starting to bring ourselves into this present moment together by focusing on the breath. Also with the hands on the body, you can just literally start to feel the body. Oh, here I am. Maybe it's been a long time since you laid your hands onto yourself to give yourself that really sweet reminder that you are in fact always there for you. And as you breathe here, know that there are others breathing out in the future, or perhaps even at the same time as you. And can that feeling in itself, that feeling of creating community and that feeling of togetherness, help you to feel less alone if that's something that you're feeling right now. And once you've taken a few of those breaths out of the mouth, just start to reseal the lips and breathe as gently in and out through the nose as you can. So as much as here and now, I'm inviting you to come back home to you, to yourself. I also invite you to relax the body, to drop any weights that you carry with you day to day, just down now into the earth. And know really truly, deeply now in your heart, that the earth will always hold you. No matter how much you bring, how much you hold, she will hold you. This is the embrace of the mother of us all. So why not here and now, let your body be held. Let your body be held in its full entirety now. Drop down through the back of the head. Soften down through the shoulders. Feel those parts of the body that are meeting your mat, your carpet. And know that beneath that there is so much love now rising up to meet you. So as you start to feel your heart beating with that light touch of one of your hands, know that the heartbeat of the earth also rises up to greet you. And this is the heartbeat, this is the breath of the mother. And this is the mother that loves all of her children unconditionally, no matter what. So along with that breath and that heartbeat now of the Great Mother below, perhaps you can just let yourself feel that eternal love, that ever-present, far-reaching love of all of the mothers that have loved, all of the mothers that have ever loved, and all of the mothers that ever will love. All of the mothers that are loving right here and right now. So just keep relaxing the body down. We'll take a few more of these breaths, drawing that earthly breath up through the back of the body, allowing the heartbeat of the mother to still rise up to greet you, beating into the back of your heart. Each time you breathe in, the body fills and the body starts to open. And each time you breathe out, the body softens and you release and you let go. So I invite you now to lay your hands onto your high heart. So if you're not sure where the high heart is, just have a look. It's just between the throat and the heart itself. So just continue to lay down, both hands laying on top of the high heart. And this is a beautiful place for us to really connect with. It's our kind of gateway or entry point, a little portal into self-care and to never-ending love and compassion for the self. So just taking a couple of hands, both of your hands, as you only have a couple, onto the high heart. And take some breaths there. Maybe give the high heart a little bit of a rub. It always feels beautiful to me to lay the hands here, and it's a place that I always reach to when I need a little bit of self-soothing, whenever that is. Laying one or two hands here and just closing my eyes always enables me to just come back to my centre and come back home to myself. So we'll take a couple of breaths here. And I wonder if you may join me now in repeating these words. I love myself exactly as I am right now. I love myself exactly as I am right now. I love myself exactly as I am right now. So just let that feeling now, whatever that brings to you, start to wash over you. Let it infuse you, really fill you up. And then a nice deep breath in together, in through the nose. And letting go through the mouth. One more time, breathe in to fill up. Breathe out to let go. Good. And then just wherever you are with this, we'll start to open the arms and the legs out. So give the arms a stretch, give the legs a stretch. Take a nice deep breath into this open shape that you're creating. And as you breathe out, just lightly hug the knees in towards the belly. So both knees come in, either at the same time or one and then the other. Give them a gentle hug in. Just see if you can keep keep any tension out of the neck, out of the shoulders. And then we'll do that just 2 more times together. So on the in-breath, just opening the body out, letting the floor support you if you need to walk the feet out. Opening the arms, opening the legs. And then knees coming in towards the belly, drawing them in, rolling the lower back down, taking any little sways from right to left. Last time, breathing in to open the body, letting the movements be super gentle, whatever you need. Just taking care of yourself here. And then knees coming in, hugging them in. And we'll just pause here with the knees in. Take a little interlace of the fingers and lightly hug the knees in. Just breathe into any sensations that you might feel in the hips as you soften the shoulders down. Roll the lower back down and just take a few little sways over to the right, over to the left, really starting to massage into the lower back. And then we'll take the hands to the knees and start to move the knees around now in opposite directions to one another. So you start to feel a little bit of those deep sensations through the hips. Don't worry about what any of these movements look like. Just really focus on the sensations, adding any little extra sway. Excuse me, always get tongue-tied. And then we'll come back to the centre, letting the feet come down to the mat. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Take a moment to let the knees fall in towards one another, hands to the lower belly. Nice slow, sweet breath in through the nose. Breath of surrender on that out breath into this moment. Great everyone, from here we're going to bend the elbows now so the palms are nice and open. Take the knees away from one another and slowly start to roll the knees over to one side and then the other. Let these movements be super gentle. Don't feel like you have to force the knees down. Just start to feel what's happening through the hips, through the sides of the waist as you relax the fingers and the wrists. Just let the chest start to open with this opening of the arms. And then you can get the head and the neck involved as well if you like. So as the knees come over to the right side, the head can go to the left. And then vice versa, moving over back to the centre. Just really feeling the back of the skull start to press down. Feeling the toes, the ankles. And then we'll come back to the centre. From here we're going to hug the knees in towards the body. And you can just start to take the hands now to the backs of the thighs. Bend the knees and just going to start to rub the backs of the thighs. So, don't be shy here. Just really feel that sensation of the fingers. Maybe start to squeeze the thighs, squeeze the hamstrings. Give them a bit of a rub. Take that rub all the way up to the backs of the calves. Maybe you need to do one leg at a time, that's fine. Just going to spend a few breaths here, really getting into, to take my big sock off. I can't feel my ankles. So really get into the backs of the calves, the ankles, the backs of the legs, taking that rub all the way up, all the way down. All the way up to the foot if you can reach it, the toes, this little piggy, this little piggy, this little piggy, this little piggy, all the way down. Moving on to the other leg if you're doing it one leg at a time like me. Other sock coming off. It's a series now. Feeling the backs of the legs, a little bit of a rub. And just feeling how it feels to be touched by yourself. Another really lovely way to self-soothe and just bring ourselves back into our bodies, back into the present moment, so that no matter what's kind of spiralling around us, we always have that ability to just recenter, taking it back down to ground, back down to earth, back down into whatever moment you are experiencing. And then start to give the legs a little bit of a tap as well, tapping up, tapping down. And you can just let these movements start to move through the arms, through the shoulders, all the way down the length of the arms, squeezing, massaging. Maybe down into the belly, giving the belly a little bit of a rub. Great, everyone. Good, lovely. So from here, we're just going to roll over onto a shoulder. Just take a moment here. If you've got a little pillow, you can take your pillow under your head, or just support your head with one of your hands. Give yourself a little bit of a hug here. And the eyes closed, letting the mouth relax, letting the tongue just be heavy there inside the mouth. Like a happy little slug. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, just start to use your hands to lift yourself up. We're going to come onto all fours. Good time to have a little sip of water and have a little sip of my tea. My voice is getting super croaky. That's better. So we'll come onto hands and knees and just start to take a few little wiggles around. So if you're not used to being on your hands and knees, just taking it easy. You might just let the hips come back, and you might just be super gentle here, or you might be coming a little further forward. So if you're not sure what to do, just let the head start to roll, let the neck start to roll around, but just be aware of how your body's feeling. So we take it nice and gently. We don't need to rush anything here. So you can circle a little over the wrists, you can roll into the neck and the shoulders. Maybe give the bottom a little bit of a sway, right to left. Breathing in, breathing out the whole time. Always really focusing on those breaths there, in and out through the nose. Helps the body to stay nice and calm, nice and relaxed, staying in that rest and digest mode where we feel safe and protected. So once you've had a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a sway, you're going to come onto the hands and knees and see if you can take the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Start to draw the belly in and up so the belly starts to really suck up to meet the back of the spine. Really spread through the fingers and draw the shoulders down. Press down through the fronts of the feet. And then as you breathe in, start to let the belly relax. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Take the chin out of the chest. Look forward. Soft gaze there. Nice soft focus with the eyes. Let the gaze move super slow. Just going to take a breath in and out. Breath in, chest opening, heart opening. And on the out breath, pushing down through the palms, tucking the chin in towards the chest, and really opening through the back of the body, breathing all the way out. Taking a breath in here and out in your own time, really exploring that opening of the back of the body. Letting the neck go completely. And the next breath in again, you let the belly go. Pull the shoulders down. Let the eyes move super slow, looking forwards or up. As you breathe out this time, push away with the palms and round straight through. So this is our cat-cow. We're starting to open the spine, the front and the back, and begin to release now all of our energy housed within this body, within our bodies, within our spines. Lots of our most of our energy is contained or housed in the spine. And we also know that we have these energetic centres that start at the crown of the head and go all the way down to our roots. So we're just starting to work through those as well. Add any little wiggles, add any little sways, softening through the shoulders, softening through the neck. And then we're going to come back to the centre now, bring the big toes to touch, take the knees nice and wide, start to press the hips back towards the heels, and then reach the arms forwards. Just let the forehead start to rest down. So this is where you may need a cushion, just let the head go. Let this be super soft and gentle here. And I invite you here also as you relax in this really super gentle extended child's pose to just close the eyes and just imagine that there are two hands of light now resting into your lower back. And these hands of light are supporting you. They are helping you to let go. So as you breathe in, really breathe into the lower back. Feel the lower back expand and feel that support that's always there for you. As you breathe out, soften and release. Take 2 more breaths in, breathing in, opening, expanding the lower back, feeling the hands of light. Out breath, coming back down to earth. Last time we breathe in, we open, we expand, we fill up. Out breath, letting go. Good. And then we'll just really gently take our time from your extended child's pose to push down through the palms, start to round up onto all fours. And we're going to start to come to a standing position now. So either you can tuck the toes underneath, you lift the hips up into down facing dog, take a few little pedals, bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Just really focus on the backs of the legs, starting to stretch open. Give the head a little bit of a shake as well. And then once you've had a little bit of a pedal around, starting to look forward and begin to walk the feet forwards. So if you're not comfortable coming into downward facing dog, just take yourself up through your knees, coming to stand up. But we'll just let the body drain down now. So bend the knees as much as you can, let the arms relax, let the head relax. And it may be here that you hold these elbows and you start to sway to the right and sway to the left. Focus on the lower back here. So there's an energetic gateway in the lower back. So we're going to start to breathe into the lower back together, a feeling of peace, feeling of acceptance for everything as it is, just as it is right now. Take one more breath here, and then bend the knees, start to roll all the way up, super slow, push down through the feet, really ground down through the left foot and the right foot, draw the belly in, chin in towards the chest, as you start to lift all the way up, and as you come to standing, you roll with the shoulders. Just do a few of those, roll the shoulders up, roll the shoulders down. And then we'll come into our mountain pose. We'll just let it be a nice gentle mountain. So feet can be together if you feel good, or a little bit apart. Just let the knees bend a little bit. Soften the arms down, palms open, roll the shoulders down. And close the eyes. So just feel now, if you can, that the left foot and the right foot are pressing down evenly into your mat. And as you send those feet down like little anchors, again, can you have that sense of what is reverberating back up to meet you? So that really fierce, protective, always there, breath of the mother, rising up now to feed you, to help you to stand in balance, to stand in harmony, to stand in hope, and to stand in peace. Hands now coming to the high heart. And we affirm together once again, I love myself exactly as I am right now. I love myself exactly as I am right now. Arms coming down. So we'll take the right hand now to the hip and just start to take a few juicy stretches up and over. So knees will be soft. And by the way, if you don't feel good standing up here, you can still do the sitting down on the chair or sitting down on the floor. Just start to open into the sides of the waist. Still recording. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Working there super gently. And then we'll come back to the centre. Taking a nice deep breath in to stretch the arms up. Breathing in, and on the out breath, bend the elbows, let the chest open. And again, breathing in, pushing up with the palms. Out breath, knees bending, chest opening. 2 more times, breathe in, stretch up. Out breath, spread your wings a little wider this time. 1 more time, reaching up. Last time to open, and then we'll take the hands back onto the heart. Feel the sensations there. Just feel everything, your experience, whatever that is, however you feel right now. Nice slow breath in through the nose. And sweet breath out. Good, so from here, we're going to step the feet out nice and wide. So we're going to take the feet out wider than the hips and turn the toes out and take the hands down to the hips to start to bend the knees. So you can take the hands to the thighs, so if you like to, you can sway from right to left. Hands come to the belly or to the body if that feels good. Just one of those things that I always tend to do to soothe myself, and we all need more of those kinds of things, I believe, right now. We have all the answers inside, you have all the answers inside, so just don't ever forget that for 1 second. So we're going to find some stillness in this squat, so just notice if you can the feet. Main thing is the toes are nice and spread, the toes are pointing out at whatever angle they choose, but the knees then follow that line. And this is your squat, so it doesn't have to be like looking any certain way. You're feeling the hips, the thighs, starting to build a bit of strength here. We'll take the hands down to the thighs, roll the shoulders down, and then can you just sink a little lower? May start to feel that tremble of the thighs there. Back to those earth breaths, drawing the breath up through the soles of the feet, and just track the movement if you can, all the way up through the thighs, rooting the fingertips up through the arms, and at the same time continuing the journey all the way up, moving up through the crown of the head, allowing the crown of the head to open up to all possibility, everything that's there for you. And on the out breath, can you sink a little lower? Okay, so it's going to start to move around here. And I'm going to guide you through a little bit of energy work. So if you're new to this, just experiment. But just for a moment, take the arms out and just let the palms soften. So when I see people do this for the first time, I'm always amazed at what they feel. So can you feel? What can you feel there in your left palm? Your right palm, in your arms, even though there's nothing in them, there is something. There's pure flowing energy all around you. So your energetic body is so beautiful. It's composed of all these rainbow colours that are flowing in and out, and then flowing out and out and out and out, and connecting you out to everything. Connecting me now to all these beautiful plants that are around me, connecting me to you, connecting you to your loved ones, connecting you up, connecting you down. So we'll just see if we can feel that sense of what's there. And then as you breathe in, just start to straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Holding in the palms and the open arms. All that's there for you. And as you breathe out, push the palms down, bend the knees, come back down to earth. Have that feeling of the fingertips flickering down, raining down onto and into you, all you need. Hands maybe land on the body somewhere, wherever you choose. And the next breath in, once more you sweep the arms up. You can come in a little wiggle, of pause. You're opening yourself up here. Nice big open start, open body. And out breath. So just carry on with that, and know that as you do this, you are acting as a channel now between Earth and all that lies above. So we're standing now on top of the Earth, moving our beautiful energy around, reaching up and out, opening ourselves up, being aware of all that we're a part of. And as we come back down, we're re-grounding. We're sending that energy, that love, whatever we feel, back down to ourselves, back down to everyone on Earth. So we're going to go through 5 more of these breaths just in silence now. Take your time. Cycle is complete for you. Just come back, feet together, or a little apart. Take the hands into prayer at the heart center now. Just bow the head down to the thumbs, to the fingers. Soften the face. We take this precious moment here together to give thanks for every step that we've taken that has brought us into this moment, right here and right now. I give thanks to each and every one of you. Breathing in to fill up. Breathing out to let go. Opening the eyes. Letting the arms relax. Well done. We'll come to sit down now on our bottoms. Final few moments before we lie down. So we'll come to sit down on our bottoms now. And just bend the knees if you can. Take another sip of my water. So we'll come to sit up with the knees bent. Feet and knees about hips width apart. And the hands coming back behind us now. Fingertips point in. This might be enough for you. Just start to roll the shoulders down. Push down through the soles of the feet and lift the heart center up. Take a nice breath in here. And if you want a little more, you can start to push down through the hands and the feet and lift the front of the body up for your reverse tabletop pose. Either keeping the chin in, looking up or looking back. Nice gentle breath in. And then coming down. Good stuff, everyone. Well done. Give the legs a little bit of a wiggle, give the legs a little bit of a stretch out. And then we'll just walk the hips back. So we're sitting on the higher sitting on the bones arms up. And as you breathe out, just start to fold forward. So this is where your cushions can come in handy, or your blocks, and you can start to support the weight of your head. So if you've got a couple of cushions, you can grab those. So if you can make yourself a little bit of a stack now, so the head's supported, the arms are soft, the palms are facing up. Let go of any tension through the mouth and the eyes. Stay here for one more breath. And then start to release coming up. Lovely. So if you need to pop a jumper on or grab a drink of water, now's the perfect time because we're going to lie down on our backs. Final relaxation, just taking one more stretch. So you can either come down just supporting the hands or take a gentle roll down, squeezing the belly in, pulling the shoulders down. Eventually coming to lie down on the back, and when you get there, give the knees once more a hug in towards the belly. Have a little rock to the right, rock to the left, and then let the left leg relax. Keep that right knee hugging in, and just start to ease that right knee out, down in towards the right shoulder. Let the elbows hug in, let the shoulders relax. Taking one more breath in here. And then as you breathe out, take a twist, using that left hand to draw the right leg over the body. Right arm extends out to the right side, and you can straighten through that right leg if you like to. Maybe head rolls to the right. Just let go of any tension through the face, through the shoulders. Breathe into the right side waist. One more breath in. And release to come back through to centre. Right knee comes in one more time. And then as you relax the right leg, left knee comes in. Working that grip out, down, back in towards the left shoulder. Soften the shoulders though, that's it. Elbows in. Breathing into the left side. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And then on the out breath, right hand guides the left leg, this time over the body. And you reach out through the left side, left palm open. One more breath. And then coming back through to centre. We'll give both knees a squeeze in, nice tight hug. And then let go of the arms, let go of the legs. Come to lie down on your back now for final relaxation. So as you get down to your back, let your arms and your legs open up. Just take up the space that you so richly and rightly deserve. Let the eyes close and see if you can draw the shoulders underneath the body. Letting go of any tension through the eyes, the mouth, the tongue, the lips, the forehead especially. So closing the eyes. Just going to take the awareness for a moment now to the crown of the head. Just a little away from the crown. And can you imagine here the feeling of something opening up there for you? Is it the feeling of deep love for yourself perhaps? What do you need right now? Just ask yourself. If you could choose right here and right now, what would you gift yourself? So we'll just take the awareness now to that spot, and as you breathe in through the nose, take the awareness there, imagining that opening, blooming, expanding, filling with whatever you've chosen for yourself, breathing all the way in to hold at the top. And as you breathe out with a sigh, let that feeling cascade all the way down the body, helping you to let go, helping you to surrender, and helping you once more to lay your body down now into the embrace of the earth below, knowing there is much support for you above, there there is much support in this space, on top of the earth and below the earth herself, rising up now to greet you as you just lay down. Do that one more time. Breathe in through the nose. Take the awareness there to whatever that is that you're gifting yourself today. Filling all the way up. And then letting go, releasing, softening down. So there is nothing for you to do here. There is nowhere that you need to be. There is nothing more important than you gifting yourself this here and now. I'm going to sit with you and watch over you for a full minute now, and then I'll close out the class so that you can stay lying down. If you want to sit up, then of course you can. So just relax, take this time and know that you are being watched over now. So if you want to come up and close out the practice with me, please feel free to gently start waking the body up, taking a few little stretches, or feel free to stay as you are now and switch off, taking my love and my care and my deep gratitude and respect with you. If you're coming up to any final seat, take the hands into prayer at the heart center, keeping the eyes closed, just let the head go, chin towards the chest, send that love, that respect, that gratitude in. As I send my love, my respect and my gratitude from my heart out to each and every one of yours. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Namaste.